There we go. All right, I think I'm all set. Apologies, guys, in advance. I think we have some problems with the OBS updated and stuff. So if I sound weird or off or whatever, apologies. I tried restarting everything to do it, but like it fixed itself after a while. So I'm hoping it'll just do that again, ideally. What do we do? Let's see what ABC's doing at the moment. Howdy, Xavier. Good to see you. There we go. Beautiful. Ah, yes, I remember this now. Okay. Okay. I think we're fine. We don't need to worry about this. Yeah, trying to see what we can squeeze out of this. Very much, what's the word? Squeezed fruit, I guess you could say. I don't know where I'm going with this metaphor. Are they still close? Wait. Huh? I'm so lost. What are you doing? Okay, sure, whatever. I'll take shots of it because why not? I don't know why in the hell this happened. Speaking of not knowing why in the hell, I still don't know why the hell we have ruin fragments up here. Ruin fragments are such a weird inclusion here, right? That'd be like, oh, well, you know, we've got, because we don't have any at the Limgrave one, so I don't think it has anything to do with the golems. Unless the golems drop ruin fragments, and I don't remember. Like, it's just a really bizarre situation that I see here. There we go. And it's like, I don't think it's pointless. And one thought I had was, okay, well, maybe it has to do with like the noble being here. Like maybe the noble, I don't know, left some of these behind. Right? Like maybe like at a point the noble was kind of like came from somewhere involving the ruins, and I was like, okay, well maybe like Farum Azula then, but none of it makes sense. Yeah, okay, yeah, there's so much crap blocking the way. There's no way my character model. Yeah, no way in hell my character is being visible here. Like I'm probably like behind that statue or something if I had to guess. Holy hell, I can't even see myself here. Yeah, so we're good. We Gucci. Yeah, so this is honestly, I think the biggest mystery to me is why the rune fragments are here, right? Because I've been starting to think about, okay, well, what was Rykard's involvement, right? So maybe I should instead be like with the Knight of the Black Knives, I should clarify. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm thinking that Rykard probably set up a thing with Malekith that led to the assassin stealing the rune. Like, I'm going through like the timeline and how all this has to have played out and things like that. And now I'm starting to wonder, okay, well, maybe does the rune fragments have anything to indicate, because, you know, Malekith have Farum Azula and stuff. Could it have any connection to that? Like, could there be something being indicated about Ronnie and the assassins or something? Right? Because that's the only other thing I can think of. It's like, just why are there randomly sanctuary stones on this area? It don't make sense to me otherwise. I just don't get it. Maybe I'm just too stupid, but I just don't get it. Ugh. All right, now let's see. I remember there being leaves on these. I guess it makes sense for... Wait, does it make sense for there to be leaves that high up? Oh, right, Erd Tree. Duh. Yeah, it makes sense. Leaves are still gonna fall on the Erd Tree, right? So... Like, let's look here. It's also probably good for me to think about Night of the Black Knives, just because we're gonna... I mean, it looks like... Okay, I should clarify. It was pretty competitive poll I did for Elden Ring before I left. But now that I'm back on my trip and the poll's done, I'm like, oh, okay, Night of the Black Knives slightly won out. Yay, Bolt Drake. It very slightly won out, which is like cool and all. But honestly, it wasn't that far behind for astrologers and for what's it called? The Nox/Eternal Cities. Yeah, so you get some of these guys up here. You got more of them, of course, down. Actually, you can't actually see any of them. They didn't render them this high up. No. You fools. How are people supposed to make the connection? Warming stone, lol. Oh, I don't remember there being items down here. Soft cotton. Ash of War scarab. Anything special here? No, it just reminds us. Oh yeah, Ash of Wars. Probably warriors fighting up here. Cool. Also, I love the casual trees just growing. I'm surprised I could do this. Yeah, I really don't remember that being a thing. Do we see many other examples of something like this? Where essentially you have flora just kind of casually growing. On like ruins like this. Man, I'm tired, Chad. I really am. That trip wiped me out. And I had like very little sleep. I kind of skipped sleeping to make sure I could get God Hunts out as soon as I came back. So like I ended up like conking out for a few hours and then like got back up and had to, you know, go about my day again. So I'm not in tip-top shape, I will admit. There we go. Fascinating. Because we do have a little bit of it being like, oh yeah, here's some overgrowth, right? I also wonder when I'm going to be talking about these golems here. Like, are these like America thing? I somehow doubt it. Are they just like a guardian of the bridge thing that the ancient Civ did? Do they come after that potentially? Because we see them here. We don't see them here. We see one on the broken bridge. So not that unusual. Yeah, in general. I have to wonder now. Yeah, so now I'm gonna have to think about what I'm gonna be doing with ER next. Because Bloodborne, the poll one, it came out as Loran. I'm pleasantly surprised they actually chose the Chalice dungeon option. So I guess poor old Gascoigne, he got dead last, surprisingly. As a result, it's going to be another long one, which is going to take me a while to organize and write out. There's just going to be so much there. Granted, I think this one's going to be easier to organize because, like, the information is a lot more easily segregated, I guess would be the word. Pickled foot, huh? Yeah, okay, this is a separate one. They're like, this is no way this is the same. Yeah, no, it's not. I do like, though, that they went to the extra trouble of making sure all this stuff got properly done, however. Ah, look what I just saw. I was like, there's no way that... Yeah, there has to be more. Stormhawk feathers, what a shocker. What an absolute shocker. Uh-huh. There you go. Yeah, impressive how much fog they're put in there, while still keeping it fairly visible. Oh, okay, don't want to open this. I do wonder about the possibility that the two fingers we see hanging around atop the towers might be like really old. Like they were on the towers like a long ago. Like for all we know, they could have been helping Marika with creating the Realm of Shadow stuff, right? Because you have the towers here that she'd have access to, and all of them kind of like create a like field around the space that they're going to turn into a giant crater, basically, right? So I can definitely see an argument for like the two fingers helping her, especially after like the two fingers. Keep in mind this is happening right after the God Hunts event, so like America's probably gonna be pissed because like the fingers chose some of her children as Empyreans, and then one of her kids actually tried, one of those Empyreans then actually tried to kill her, right? So I think there's understandably going to be a bit of payback on America's part, being like, you're gonna sacrifice yourselves now since I'm God, the one and only God. That way we can ensure that that's the case, you little piece of shit. So I can definitely see something like that. Honestly, my only problem is like I don't know how. Like the only issue I have is like how many fingers are alive or around at any given time. Like, are we supposed to believe that all of them are dedicated to Marek? Have all of them be like involved? Do they just kind of hang around there? Is there a reason we only have like one fingers it seems left? Obviously, besides like Ronnie's is alive and stuff like that. And I assume there's also probably fingers alive for the other Imperians, if I had to guess, but who knows? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Ah, it's nighttime. I should probably get a shot of the bats at night, huh? All right. No, I did ask for rain, you stupid. There we go. Oh. Uh-huh. You know, I actually like this. I like this. I think this is a good shot. All right, so we can add that to man bats just so we can say I have shot of like bats coming out at night. I mean, the gallery has so many other shots with the bats, so why not, right? Oh, I never even used you. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna move this so it's slightly more convenient for me. There we go. Okay, yeah, so with Loran being the next big thing on the docket for Bloodborne, I'm gonna have to... Oh yeah, I also wrote up like basically all of Blood Saints. I just have to organize and edit it. Like, I just need to make it a coherent draft now. It's a little bit, since I was doing it by hand, it's a little bit kind of like, you know, stream of consciousness, but it's not going to be that hard to rearrange everything into a proper sequence, I don't think. And then so yeah, I have that basically done. Tomorrow's going to be Omen. I already have all that set up. Thank God it was so much shorter. Oh, it's so nice when things are short. Like I said, I need to consider splitting up Godric and Godofla, so we're gonna see what I can do with these tarnished hunts and things like that. What I can expand upon there with the crucifying and all that. Also need to work on some DS2 stuff. Need to get there's some stuff on the docket there I definitely need to finish up and wrap it up at this point. I guess like I could do Night of the Black Knives, like at least as an exercise, and just see how that goes. And if it's something where it's like, no, I'm hitting roadblocks, I need to kind of like move on, I can like switch over to Nox or Astrologer, since again they're already like something where like I have a much more fully formed idea of what I want to do with those, right? Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, think we've already covered what I wanted to get here in Limgrave, so I don't think we need to worry about that anymore. Uh-huh. I wonder. I wonder. I don't think I can get it at least at ×5 speed, but we'll try. Surprisingly worked out. All right. Let's see if I can get that done. There we go. Uh-huh. There we go. There we go. I guess this will do. Not totally happy with it, but it'll do. I mean, what am I going to be touching demi-humans, am I right? Demi-humans are kind of like vulgar militia. It's like, anything I can do to avoid talking about them, I will. I only like ever using them as just a point of evidence for other stuff, not to actually talk about their own personal lore and stuff like that. Don't care. Don't need it right now. Need to focus on some of the bigger stuff first. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I don't know how you can sleep right next to that giant piece of shit, but whatever. I'm not a bear. What do I know? Maybe it's fragrant. You never know. Uh-huh. This is, I'm pretty sure this is a cookbook for Trina. Over here on this guy. Or at least something Trina related, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we know.
Is anybody there?
Nope,
Someone
nobody.
who might be interested?
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Yeah, nothing new here. Yeah, because generally speaking, I don't really need that much to talk about the Night of the Black Knives. Like, I just need shots of the actual assassins, right? So them just kind of doing their own thing. And I'm pretty sure we have shots of basically all of them. Like, I'm probably missing a few from the Ronnie quest line. I would be surprised, though I think even then I got a lot of shots of the corpses, because I don't think any of them are alive, so... At the very least, I think I have enough to work with. Could probably get shots of their attacks and stuff like that. We also have to consider Malekith at some point. Like I was talking, I go through the God Hunt stuff and everything. It's like, man, maybe at some point I want to get shots of like, you know, Malekith fighting. Also Godskin Duo. That's another one where it's like, you know, I should probably get shots of you. Ah, it's back there, right? There we go. There you are. There we are. God, I forgot how many demi-humans there are in this Mistwood region. Initially. Yeah, that's the same old, same old. Maybe I should also check if I need reference images of environments for astrologers. That might be a good thing to look into for the future. God, it's just kind of crazy. I'm basically done with Godfrey's reign after the Omens come out tomorrow. Like, it's literally just Mesmer's Crusade. That's like the last thing to do with that era. And obviously I'll probably come back to these posts to update or expand on them, because I'm sure I'll keep discovering things that I'm like, oh yeah, that should be mentioned here. I guess I could also consider like Radigan kind of missing. I don't really have any dedicated posts to just explaining what the hell's up with Radigan. Mostly though, because I'm not exactly sure myself where exactly Radigan falls in terms of, you know, his existence and all that jazz. Uh-huh. See, you having a rune fragment, that's not crazy because there's ruins all over, and nobles especially will collect stuff. So it's like, it's easy to imagine a noble having collected so these fragments and bring it back to the soldiers' camp, right? Like, we know there are definitely Kaiden people here because we have the wolves working with the soldiers, so we have Kaiden domestication happening. Uh-huh. And they just kind of fly in. Uh-huh. Strike Dog Crystal Tier, that would be related to, what's his face? The troll. Uh-huh. Oh my god. Why is it so hard to loot these things? Miyazaki! Yay, earthly flower. First time for everything. There we go. All that for Rune 1. Bring Elden Rune 5. There we go. Alright, is it 5 or 6 when they start? Yeah, it's 6. There's our friend. Yeah, just more Godric stuff on this side. Yeah, nothing over here. It's Melania stuff over down there. Nothing really Omen related I can do here. I'm pretty sure I have all the reference images I need for Omen. Like, one of the galleries is 21 pages. Like, it's a lot of stuff on the sewer. So, like, I think that part is pretty secure. Now, I guess we could get more shots of the Albinorks in the future for Eternal Cities and Nox and stuff like that. Like, that might be a wise thing to consider. Also stuff of their basic spears and shields, because I don't think I have proper shots of those yet, so that'd be something I'd probably want to grab. There's not too much about the architecture for Nox stuff I think I want to grab. Uh-huh. 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 I guess we'll have to see. Stone sword key. Yeah, I can't go up there. Yeah, nothing crazy about the architecture here either. Uh-huh. What the hell happened to this guy here? These just look like creepy, grotesque. I don't think there's anything meaningful there. Not very happy faces, are we? Interesting. A little different designs here. Looking at these particles here, I really do wonder what's with the white particles in Altus. Like, is that a natural phenomenon? Is that like something in particular we should be connecting it with? Like, is that supposed to be ash, for example? Like, is the idea supposed to be like some of the ground is turning to ash subtly? I've been wondering. Yeah, and this is all what we typically see. It's funny how the driftwood made it down here. Huh. Coolio. Yeah, Celestial Dew. Yeah, we talked about the origin of the snail snakes before, so. All right, I don't have that, so. Yeah, it's just pants underneath, okay. All right. So that's fairly straightforward. Repenting to the snakes. Snail snakes be like, we're so sorry, we're not true snakes, we're only snails. We're very slow, apologies. We promise to do better next time. Yeah, and then we have the imp statue and stuff up there. Fan daggers. Only one, interestingly enough. Yeah, I'm still not exactly sure what they're doing with fan daggers. If they actually want to be like, oh yeah, assassin here, or if it's just like random junk. It's hard to determine. I guess you could argue it's supposed to tell you conflict is happening in the area. Because weapons and backstabbing and assassinry and all that jazz. I don't know, feels a bit like it's not enough. All right. Lake of Rot. Now I think Lake of Rot we're good on in terms of shots and everything, as far as like knocks and stuff would be concerned. I don't think we need to think about like if there's a point where we want to talk about the ants. I don't think so. I think the ants are totally separate. Human bone shard. Nox, we definitely want to talk about the Estelles and stuff. I'm gonna 100% throw that in there, and then in Shattering we'll talk about the timeline stuff, I think. I look at the giant ants while thinking about Herodotus's misinterpretation of Middle Eastern text, leading to him writing that it's filled with giant bugs the locals ride on to dig for gold. I mean, why not? Would you also not want to ride on giant ants in order to dig for gold? Or in this case, I guess dig for silver? Sounds like a pretty swell life to me. The past was silly, the present is more silly. I get the feeling the future will be even sillier. Yeah, so I don't think we need to worry about stuff over here either. I think Ainsel we've... Again, I just need to talk about the whole destruction of the Eternal Cities and everything related to that. I am curious about why they went with this idea that the trees aren't dead yet. Like, you obviously have some dead trees here, but you have a lot of them. Yeah, this is mostly on dry land, admittedly. Yeah, maybe that's just the idea. Maybe I'm overselling it. Maybe the idea really is just kind of, yes. But this is mostly on land too. I have to think about this. So we have a lot of trees that seem to be dead, but not sure if it's because of the water flooding or not. And we have a lot of trees that have clearly ended up submerged from the flooding of the river here. So yeah, I don't know. I have to think about that one a little bit more. I might want to talk about the golem and the sorcerer ball behind the well. Because if I'm going to have the Eternal City stuff all be like prerequisite reading and have all this stuff about the Nameless Eternal City talked about beforehand as well, then in that case, it would probably be wiser yeah, it would probably be... Was it supposed to open like that? Like, does it always open like that, or is it just because of my first time being there? Oh yeah, now it's just open. Okay. I should have got a shot when I had the chance. That's a shame. It has the Nito. It has the Nito graphic and everything, you know? Shame. Yeah, I feel like I'm probably gonna want to talk about that because then we can try to tie that into the prisoner lore and stuff like that. So it's probably gonna be more stuff in Karya talking about all the stuff Karya hates and wants to ban. So that's handled. Village is now pretty much covered with nomadic because we have the Illyrian Wars and everything, so I think that's pretty much done. Already covered that Sorcerer Tower, I think, in Karya. There's still a little bit of Church of Ambition lore and a little bit in the village because of the stuff with the nomads and Vike. But again, Vike would probably be going under Tarnished, if not his own separate thing, depending on how like disconnected his lore stuff is. Yeah, it's a neato graphic. Very neat. Neat for the neat. Yeah, nothing here I think we really need to still grab. Much the better, another lecture before Belfries. Ah, man, that exhaustion's really starting to hit. The Rose Church, the Folly on the Lake. There's just like Albinorix in between here. Village. Ooh, I don't know if we'll be getting anything village related for a bit. Highway Lookout Tower basically done. Swamp Lookout Tower was also looking pretty good from last I checked. Oh, I haven't been there yet. Okay. Fort Gale. Let's double check, make sure there's no details in Fort Height I missed. This is like one of the few instances where we get blood roses growing outside of water. And relatively recently too, so I don't know if the Night Buddy was like, hey, here's my collection of blood roses. Please go around planting those in my new castle. Or this is just Miyazaki, you know, stretching it because he wants to really make a point here. I mean, damn, they're growing literally in here. They're here too. They're everywhere. There's those barrels. That's not really that crazy. Of course, blood. Lots of blood. I'm going to be happy when I move some of the Godric stuff regarding Moog out of Godric, you know? I had to have that stuff written in place somewhere because it was going to drive me crazy otherwise, so Moog it was. I mean, sorry, Godric it was. Moog in the future, hopefully. Uh-huh. This will just take me straight up to where we need to go. Yep. Uh-huh. Ah, I wonder. I've not been to Shifra proper, it seems like. Does that mean the doors aren't they aren't open yet? Guess we'll find out. Well, doors look like they're already open at least, so I definitely have been around there before at least. I've been to the Shifa Riverbank, so it sounds like I probably have been down here before. I just never used the grace points. It definitely sounds like me. Yeah. There's nothing special over here. Most of the underground stuff would be Nox or related to Mikola and or depends on I guess where where I decide we're gonna put the lore on the what's it called? The Fallen Hawks. Let's see. Yeah, now the thing that gets me is the fact that yeah, the destruction stuff we see upstairs is before even the meteor strike happens, which kind of reinforces this idea that's connected to the Fallen Hawks and conflict with the Nox more than anything. Am I crazy? There we go. When it doesn't have, like, you know, the obvious marker, it's like, oh, I haven't touched this yet, you know? I wonder if that has lore significance, whether or not, you know, they look like they've been touched or not by someone else before us. Right? Because they don't have the swirly effect thing happening with them. So you gotta wonder. Ugh. A lot of trees here. Nothing, though, that's particularly noteworthy. That beast liver, pretty basic. Preserving boluses. Ain't not crazy because we have a guy who makes those down here. Could also be a runaway from Kaled. Oh, so I did have this one here. Okay, so this is the riverbank brace. Good to know. Okay. Huh. Let's see. Ow. All right, I don't have a telescope. Okay. Yeah, just normal stuff. Uh-huh. Yeah, I think we've covered this place pretty exhaustively, too. Like, the only thing, like, I haven't really covered are the ancestral followers themselves with the dynasties, right? But there's nothing, like, crazy, like, screenshot-wise I'd really want to grab for that right now. Right. The trees that get everyone up in a tizzy. Can you tell that's supposed to be like farming or what, you know? Maybe that's whichever one connects to the stone coffin stuff, which maybe. Some kind of like planning or something. I don't think it's weaving or cooking. Now this looks like someone bringing up a book or something, like some shared faith or something. And this looks like just a bunch of people sitting down together and like a communal thing. This could be like a king and like his court. What I asked for Santa for Christmas this year? I haven't written my letter to Santa yet. Gonna have to think about what I would really want. I'm pretty happy with life, all things considered, so I can't say I would want too many things. I'd have to really think on that one. I guess I could say I would want more manga. I'd like to finish my manga collection, you know? I got the shelving space I expanded for it, so time to give me a few hundred more volumes. Yeah. They pretty much cover. We have shots for the Godskin, the Dragonkin. Yeah, I don't think there's too much. Yeah, it's just ancestral followers. I guess I should start working on that on some groundwork on ancestral followers and dynasties, just so I can at least start thinking about them properly. That might need to happen sooner than later. All right, but this looks pretty cleared out. Because let's think of like major topics for me to cover: Mesmer's Crusade, Night of the Black Knives, The Shattering, mostly from Morgoth's perspective, Rykard, Mikola, Melania, astrologers, Ancient Civ Dynasty. I don't know if they would be joined or to separate them or how that would work exactly. I'd have to figure out what the big story is first. Farmazula, I can't forget that one. But yeah, like I feel like I'm running out of big topics here. Have you tried Where Winds Meet? That name sounds familiar. Let me look it up real quick because I definitely have not. If it's a game, I have not played it, but like the name is ringing a bell. Oh right, yeah, I remember seeing like a trailer or something for this at some point. Yeah. Literally Elden Ring, but Chinese. I mean, that's cool. But like, I kind of already get my fill of the Elden Ring. So I'm not really like going crazy, be like, yeah, I need another Elden Ring to substitute for my Elden Ring. It's like, man, I'm still playing this game, you know? I'm playing this game still, so I don't know. I'd have to think about that one. There's a few horror titles I definitely want to try out at some point. See what we can do with that in the future. Let me know how this goes. Can never have enough. Listen, how many hours do I have on this? Like, let's ignore the ×5 speed accelerating it. Like, I have a ridiculous amount of hours in these games. I think I have enough of them. I have enough of them as is. Toiletries. I don't know if I would want to get toiletries for Christmas, you know? You'll notice how it's a lot like Elden Ring, but way less depressing. I'm sure. Though to be fair, I don't personally get depressed when it comes to Elden Ring and all that stuff. But then again, I would say the same thing about Dark Souls. I think these games have a very nice way of balancing their tones. That way they can deal with very heavy subjects and very bleak settings while maintaining a degree of joviality, you know? right? You get you get your for every like existential crisis character, there's usually some more lighthearted character like a Soleil or a Ziegmeier or something to go with it, right? It being depressing is the best part. I want the depression though. It's like, oh no. I never realized how tiny these trees are. Like, these are supposed to be like some of those ancient trees, right? It's like, oh, I found the map. I can't believe it. Do we know where this is gonna go? Talking puffer. Yeah, like you have your Alexanders and stuff, right? Like, again, I don't know. There's something very novel about From Software, or at least Miyazaki's approach to tone. None of this is teaching me what I want to know. Like, there's just nothing in Celia that is really informative about the Night of the Black Knives beyond what we already get for the basic background. Like, and most of this would be definitely like Nox or astrologers. I also think I figured out what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk about Celia, Ordina. I don't know about the lower quarter in Langdell. That one I'm gonna have to think about. I'll have to look through Farm Colonists and see what I want to or can separate out. But I think I'm going to talk about the various settlements on the surface for the Nox and stuff like that, the little surface colonies. I think I'm going to talk about them, like, just on their own, the idea of them being established and stuff, because it's very easy to establish, like, Celia, called the Descendant of the Eternal. Okay, pretty straightforward, right? So I do think we are going to be, I don't know how to put it, but essentially we are going to have it where I will be covering that in Nox. Right, but it'll be like, you know, pretty basics. Basic, I think, overall and stuff like that. And then I'll talk about when astrologers, which is going to be chronologically afterwards. I'll be talking about again the astrologer connection to these locations and stuff like that. At least for everything but the lower quarter in Langdell. Right. In fact, let's switch over to Langdell stuff real quick. Sure, Shoshinki will do. Okay, yeah, we're already here. Good. I have not opened the gate to the sewers yet. Dragon One Grace, yeah, no one cares. Oh, almost fell there. I also think I'm gonna talk about Earthsteel Dagger down here of all places. Is kind of funny. I think I am gonna talk about the Dupre perfumers and a Nox connection and stuff like that. I've been thinking it over, and unless we find like a bit like a good like alternative to the theorem of the perfumers being all Nox descendants, kind of like the assassins, I think we're just gonna go with that. Because it definitely seems like I can't think of any like good reason to like rule it out, unfortunately. And I say unfortunately just because I like the idea and stuff like that. I wish we got like, I don't know, just like one piece more, like one. It doesn't have to be much, like just one item in Langdell or something. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm like, I need like one more little thing. I feel like. Who knows though? Maybe I'll find it like later on when I'm like going through like Nardi's notes on Langdell item and be like, this item. What is this doing here? Lightning proof dry liver. Huh. Okay, there's a corpse here. It's just a golden rune. Okay, no one cares. And I don't remember if any of the trees we see here are reused at Stormvale slash what's it called? Morn, Castle Morn. I can't even climb a goddamn fence at times 5 speed. What am I? I'm all washed up. I'm all washed up. Hello there, friend. Holy grease. Yeah, a lot of it's like, ah, yes, city stuff. Probably gonna talk about the imps on the rooftops in a shattering analysis too. I've decided, because I was like, where am I gonna fit this? I just don't know where to put it. Like, I keep thinking about, like, I'm talking about imps here and imps there and stuff like that, but I'm like, where am I gonna put this on the imps? I think it's gonna probably be in shattering, because I could talk about the differences between this this district and the rest of the city that we no longer get to see, because unfortunate, very unfortunate. Yeah, we also have the bridge up here. Also, we have the Tower of Return over here, so this is actually very useful to me. Because we can now go to Langdell, but it'll be from the angle of the bridge. Move up here. Hey, buddy. A transporter trap? Say it ain't so. Uh-huh. See, now this is a shot. This is a shot where it's like, yeah, I should probably get something like this. Oh, it's not actually on the water here. It's actually just on a rock foundation. Interesting. This isn't even connected either. That's funny. They're using perspective and the fog to get away with murder. Oh, they don't actually have a bottom here either. It's just water here. Now maybe they have it if you go to like here or something. But like, no, they actually got nothing right now. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Interesting how at least some of it seems to be based on where your camera is. Uh-huh. All right. Let's do this now. Something like that. All right. There we go. Do you have to come from the fortified manor for this to unlock? Like, I wonder what the exact condition is. It's definitely not being Melania, because I have never done that. Let's do this and play with... Yeah, this'll work. There we go. Ew. I don't know if that's supposed to be a root motif, but it looks like worms to me. Like, these look like earthworms. All right. Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, there's nothing on this side. I was wondering if maybe a relief wasn't loading in, but no, there's nothing. Yeah, we've talked about the colorations and stuff here before. I don't think it's the same as the grass we can... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is different from the grass, right? That we can get around the 3 fingers in the deep root depths. Or while going to the deep root depths, I should say. Let's see. Kronberg texture. The thing with textures is as long as it looks good enough that I don't notice anything wrong with it, I'm fine. I'm a-okay. So overall, really? Oh, I gotta rest at... Well, okay. So overall, what I'm seeing here is that I think I have most of the shots I'm gonna want. Like, there's a few, like, I'm like, okay, like, maybe we should, like, you know, have to organize to get something very specific in this case. But for the most part, I have, I think, the shots I would want for these topics that would be worked through King on up ahead. And again, the big focus is going to be on Bloodborne with Loran and stuff like that. So I guess we'll just see how quickly I can actually get any ER content done in the meantime. Granted, Loran is going to be a long one, so it could just be like, okay, I get like the main like stuff in Loran, and then I can worry about some of the aftermath stuff, like with the Tumerian defilement and things like that, and worry about that later. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It depends on just how smooth the entire process is. Shattering might need something. Like I probably would want to go through a run through and like mark all the stuff where I'm like, okay, this is related to Morgoth for the Shattering. This is related to Morgoth for the Shattering, right? I'm starting to think this is honestly natural, all things considered. Like, this is obviously not. Like, this obviously, with the way they have like this all here, like clearly this is supposed to be the way it is. There's also no rocks or anything exposed here. It's all just part of the stonework, and it has a very solid floor, as we can see. Whereas this, as far as I can tell, oh, this also has a floor texture now, and it's like, oh, it's like basic ground texture, huh? Yeah, I don't think you're supposed to see under it. Yeah, the water is supposed to obscure basically everything. It just kind of gives it across that if you look really closely, you can maybe see leaves at the bottom. But yeah, very clearly supposed to just be ground and stuff like that. So if that's the case, then I do think that what happened was the Nameless Eternal City got destroyed, and whatever structure or infrastructure was being used to connect the Nameless Eternal City and Langdell, when that got destroyed, that destabilized the foundations of that area. Because I imagine the idea would be that it was made with it in mind. So when it was lost or whatever, it just caused that entire district to essentially collapse in on itself. That would be my... That would be my, my hypothesis. Yeah. With... Now that God Hunts is done, Mesmer's gonna be the new analysis I dread. To be like, why the hell? Why? I really don't want to have to do Mesmer, but it's gonna have to happen at some point. But thankfully, it's not something where I'm like, man, I gotta do it now. I think we can live without talking about Mesmer for a bit. A hero who's one of the guilty. Say it ain't so. Right. Also, there's the... Yeah, okay, we have that. I don't know if I talked about this lever enough. I'm gonna have to double check, because I'm gonna have to check Stormveil and stuff, because I know I've mentioned it before and have pictures of it, but I don't know where exactly it is. It might be in Fringe Folk Rebellion. Yeah, this looks fine. Obviously we have Fortified Manor over here. I don't think there's anything there though left for me to talk about with the manor itself. Like we've talked to, I think, basically about everything involved there. At least of relevance. Oh, what's this? TV's got an update, whatever. No. I don't want your goddamn software update. Yeah, okay, so overall, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to look over and see if there's anything like I'm missing out on, but I feel like just giving it like a general overview, like all the stuff for Elden Ring going forward is gonna be pretty much set. Like just like maybe a few, like 1 or 2 streams I might want to do where I want to get like specific enemies or bosses probably. Got the goddamn Arteria leaves. But outside of that, I think we're pretty solid. Oh, yeah. Consider I'm like running on fumes right now. I think it's pretty okay. Now, let me double check over here. Geronimo! Golden Room 9s. Gravelstone. Again, not that crazy. You got, you know, him over here. Lily Stone 4. Stone Sword Key. Yeah, so the Nox district is looking like this is all shattering, and we already have shots of a lot of this. There's a lot of rubble here, though. Is there anything in particular that the rubble will be going for? Also, holy hell, how long have you kind of left this place? It's got cobwebs. For a bit, it would seem. For quite a fair bit. Wait a minute. Okay, no, it's just the green bush. Uh-huh. This the cobwebs are kind of new. There's a lot of debris in here too, right? Like in these corners here, yeah. All right, so this I imagine probably be related to burnings and stuff. Granted, it could just be that this thing was like slithering under the ground and destabilized stuff. That's also possible. That wasn't any specific incident, though obviously all this had happened before the ash fell. If it has to kind of move around like that. Can't really get all this ash everywhere on top of the buildings before they collapse, I don't think. I don't think that would make much sense. All right. All right. Okay. And yeah, there's just more ruined buildings and stuff over here. Okay. So yeah, probably just this guy screwing things up because Erdtree's not happy and it's having a allergic reaction, as it were. Oh, more smithing stone. Over here is just more of the Albinorc stuff. I'm not worried about that. We already have such of that. We have Omen Killer. This is Tarnish related, so not really crazy to look at here. Yeah, this is a very weird choice. It's a very weird choice to have for Windows. And like, I like Xavier's idea where it's like, oh no, these are like the Nox, like, you know, wanting to keep light out and like, you know, stay in dark, but like that kind of defeats the point of purpose of why you have windows in the first place. And we see stuff in the upper quarter do the same with their doors and windows, so I just don't think that's the case, you know. I don't know what the intention is here, but it definitely does seem like there's probably something else going on. That, or they just didn't want to create a lot of see-through windows and stuff like that, and that was just kind of like their default option they decided to go with. They're magic windows. Yeah, we have our stupid blowhorn people, but we don't care about them because they're just Mikola spawn. Except for farm colonists with the manor thing there, right? I guess we would talk about the perfumers with the pharmacy, but I'm pretty sure I have all the shots I need for that as well. Uh-huh. Right. Uh-huh. Oh boy. All right. I'm not seeing anything really new to add here. So I think what we're going to do is probably end things again. It's going to be a short stream, but, you know, try to get myself back onto a normal sleep schedule. And then once that's done and accomplished, I like that shot. And then once that's done and accomplished, I can probably organize, like, you know, everything I want to do. Like, okay, here's the DS2 stuff we need to get done. Like, here's a list of all the Elden Ring stuff. Here's the Bloodborne stuff, right? And I can try to do that. Like, part of it's going to be like taking tomorrow's definitely going to be the take everything you wrote on Blood Saints and type it up day. Make sure that all that stuff gets put together and create a coherent draft. So that's 100% got to happen tomorrow. Probably plan some things too. yeah, like probably try to plan out like, you know, some of the different analyses we have here, because, you know, like I said, astrologers or Nox could definitely take over if I ever feel like I hit a roadblock when it comes to the Night of the Black Knives. Though granted, I do feel like a lot of it's a simpler thing. I don't even know if it'll even be a thesis, honestly. They're also going to be trying to avoid talking about Ronnie too much, so I guess we'll kind of figure out there like how I'm gonna exactly try to not talk too much about Ronnie while going over Ronnie's plan. I guess we'll see. And then I guess maybe I could also try to add to the agenda. Obviously, Night Rain's going to be probably a big thing we're going to do, but like I probably also want to kind of add to the agenda, like, you know, making sure like everything for my existing Bloodborne stuff is all consistent and like in a row or whatever. Like make sure there's not, because again, some of that stuff is getting older or whatever, and it's good to like just double check to make sure it's like, okay, yeah, I have not missed anything where it's like, oh no, now I'm repeating information, or I'm talking about something that hasn't been explained yet in a previous post. So that's probably something that I have to get around to doing as well. Okay, yeah, I think I've got things figured out. Until then, I'm gonna have to try to actually, you know, make sure that I sleep at a decent hour and wake up again at a decent hour, and not just have a glorified nap, which will then keep me up and keep my schedule even more ruined. We're gonna try to avoid that tonight. We'll see how that works out. Thanks so much, guys. Again, it's good to be back. I'm sorry that I'm not like, you know, going back to the grindstone at like full gear. I'm a little bit just a little bit still tired, especially with trying to do pump out god hunts. But hey, tomorrow's gonna be Omen, and then that's gonna be well, I guess it depends on whether or not I'll be posting the Dupre perfume or stuff, but I'll go over and make sure that everything kind of like, you know, at least makes most sense, especially with what we're talking about. But anyway, gonna try to make that all gonna try to get all that Elden Ring stuff out of the way that we have there, so I can focus on the Bloodborne stuff without any fear, and then like we'll have the Elden Ring stuff there on the side or whatever, just in case. But until then,